questions for you. XMR update. How's it going? Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting real close. I'm hoping to get it merged, in the next week. I think we're fairly close. So we've been comments back and forth. It looks pretty good to me. There's some concerns I have around it, and some technical concerns about it being smooth and all these things. But we're gonna at some level we're just gonna have to try it out on ChainNet and see how it goes. And if there's problems, we fix it, and so forth and so on. And like I'm kind of concerned about the whole UTXOs being frozen for 10 blocks. Like that might be at a layer of complexity that would make it very difficult for the protocol to operate smoothly, especially in high volume. But we'll play with it and do the best we can, and we might need to tweak it and change the like UTXO consolidation strategy or something like this possibly. We'll work it out, that kind of thing. But I think we should hopefully get it merged like by the end of next week.
I love it. I love it. So, okay. So just so I understand, the 10 blocks. So a block was this like every 20 minutes or something, XMR? Am I completely wrong about
Uh,
that? Or
2 minutes, I think.
oh, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. Because it's times 10. So it's a 20-minute wait. I totally
yeah,
botched that in my brain. Sorry about that.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this is for like an outbound, right? Like an inbound.
Outbound,
Okay.
yeah.
Outbound. Because okay, so if you send XMR to another XMR address that you own, that amount of XMR is basically stuck for 10 blocks. And they do that because they're trying to improve the obfuscation layer on it. They
Right.
don't want okay, right.
They don't
And
they don't want fast transactions of
right,
UTXOs to be consumed, created and burned in a very short period of time.
right. And so really big volume going through THORChain could cause a problem perhaps with
Mhm.
arbitrage. Is that the concern? Because you can't because you're waiting or
Arbitrage
how does
not
that
Arbitrage not as much because arbitrage happens on THORChain itself through secured assets for the most part, so you don't have any limitations around that. Maybe if you were trying to kind of rebalance your position as an arbitrage bot and withdraw a secured asset into its layer one counterpart, then it might be an issue because you might see like a 10-minute wait or in that scenario theoretically possibly. So that could be a problem, but we have to figure out the correct UTXO consolidation pattern because you can't let it grow too large because then when you churn, it's going to take too many signatures. He's assigned each individual UTXO, not each transaction. And if you do too much UTXO consolidation, then you're going to be locked up. All your funds are going to be locked for 20 minutes, somewhat frequently, and that's obviously not good either. So we're gonna have to play with this a little bit. Maybe it might require some experimentation, a little bit in the earlier days. But again, we're doing something here that like nobody's ever done before. So it's gonna take some a little bit of work.
and shout out to the XMR people that I've gotten a lot of people to follow me on the XMR thing because there was I don't want to say the name, but there was a rather famous XMR DEX that paused because of illicit funds, and we had some exchanges and words with them, and I had a lot of XMR people follow me. So if you are watching this live or the recording, guys, I'm sure Chad would be more than happy if maybe an XMR dev would just offer some
Yeah, that'd
input
be
or maybe
great.
some suggestion. Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
some ideas, suggestions. I'm happy to receive those. Yeah, sure.
and just a reminder to everybody, let's wave the magic wand. Let's say XMR's on ChainNet, blah, blah, blah. It's been tested. We push to the mainnet. Just a reminder, the pool will be very shallow, probably not more than a few $1,000s. Don't make really big swaps. And if you make a swap, understand that there could be bugs, that we could pause the chain. I'm expecting we'll pause the chain. Honestly, every chain we add, there's always pauses. If there was no pauses on XMRs, like I'll buy you a car, Chad. That'd be unbelievable. It'd be incredible.
I'm gonna
You know
hold
what I
you
mean?
to it.
Yeah, please do. I'll be
Uh,
so unthankful. You know what I mean?
Give
But
me a
wait, let's wait till
Cybertruck.
oh, we got one of those actually. But yeah, so yeah, guys. And then we will gradually deepen the pool, the more comfortable at the discretion of devs like Chad Bareford that it is functioning properly and there's funds not being lost or whatever. I've been sharing that video. We did a short as well. We have to
Yeah, I
change
remember
some
that.
vault
Yeah, I saw
logic,
that.
which is great. We need one. We're going to do one vault, which is different than our
Mhm.
regular like 6 Asgard vaults, just so we can make sure of solvency. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, if you want, but
No, not really. I think I laid it out
Pretty
pretty
straightforward.
well
You did.
in that little that clip. But I think it's better to do it that way, and it's more secure, and it's more verifiable, I guess, than what we had before, than the multiple bots. I mean, like we operate, every system operates with assumptions around security. Like for us, we operate that like we assume that 2/3 majority of the nodes are good operators, like good faith operators, right? If you're in a situation where you can't make that assumption anymore, then basically all the Bitcoin's gone, all the Ethereum's gone, all the assets are gone at that point. If 2/3 are malicious, so by having one vault, it ensures that like that stealing would be so hard that you wouldn't know the funds would necessarily be missing if somebody did steal in that hypothetical scenario. But if that's the case, then you would also just steal all the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and everything, because you've access to all the tokens at that point. So it's kind of it's the strongest position we can possibly take around this.
Absolutely. Yes, 100%. Okay. So XMR is looking real good, guys. Hopefully we get a little movement 1 to 2 weeks. Do not crucify if Chad is to mend that, because again, this has never been done before. And when things have never been done before, you don't know what you don't know. Okay. So be a little lenient on the time frame.